Glencork is a 24-acre farm in West Wales. Most of the farm is wooded, and we have about 10 acres of grass, usually grazed by sheep. Like most farms this size, we depend on our neighbours to make our hay and silage, but their machinery is now too big to work on our tiny paddocks. So we have to find machinery which allows us to do the job ourselves. Because our barns were at one time converted from a 40-cow dairy unit to an equine unit, they are only accessible by very small subcompact tractors. We have a Kubota B1750 tractor of about 20 horsepower and which can only lift 180 kilograms at the link ends. This little tractor does very well, rolling and dragging, topping, spreading fertiliser, transporting sheep and carting about 400 hay bales into the barn every year. It also helps muck out the barns and load the muck cart. Not only that, it can also work under low branches and is a passable forestry tractor. This four-wheel drive takes it through most of the muddy spots, but if it does get bogged down, it can be pulled out by hand. But the tractor can only lift 180 kilograms at the link ends, and most modern haymaking machinery is linkage mounted and weighs half a tonne. To start with, we need a light mower, and the obvious choice was a modern finger bar mower. These are more suited to the historic haymaking system involving gentle turning over a fortnight before baling, so finding a nearly complete Massey-Ferguson mower for less than £100 seemed too good to miss. According to one reference I have seen, the hyphen in Massey-Ferguson indicates that this machine was built in the first few months after the company dropped the Harris from Massey-Ferguson in 1958. This manufacturing date suggests that the mower was designed for use for the Ferguson Gold or MF35 tractors of about 37 horsepower. The mower came without the front section of the PTO shaft, which is of the old-fashioned square section and proved an insuperable challenge for our local engineers. And then one day, while tidying up some rubbish, I found a complete shaft which must have been outside for at least 17 years, which seemed to bend in all the right places. Mounted on the tractor, the mower seemed a tight fit and dangerously heavy. Then I realised the problem may be the worn adjustable drop link on the tractor linkage. When this was replaced, things seemed much better, especially once I'd shortened the stabiliser to stop the mower swinging into the tractor tyres. By this time, we were into the winter months and there was no grass suitable to test the mower, but in June this year the grass got ahead of the sheep and we had an acre of permanent grass to top. Once in the field, the blade is lowered and the top link and adjustable drop link of the tractor were adjusted to make sure that the blade is level. Although, as after last summer I suspected there may still be some ruts in the field, I've angled the blade slightly up and at the end and at the front, only a degree or so, as I don't want to impair the cutting performance of the mower. The mower lifted and the engine a tick over, I gently let in the PTO clutch and were rewarded by a surprisingly smooth chattering from the blade. This tractor mower combination, at least in these conditions, seemed to work best at about 1900 RPM, a couple of hundred revs below the set PTO speed. An initial tractor shake soon disappears as the blade drops into work, and the 58-year-old mower produces a quite impressive cut. In this field, the only grass that seems to defeat it is the seed-infested dog's tail Sinusoris cristatus. This may be because the stems were just the right length and quality to accumulate on the top of the blade and eventually blocking it, and my cautious blade angle may have contributed to the problem. Most farmers will not have this problem, as crested dog's tail disappeared from seed mixtures 30 years ago, so it provides a variety which is appreciated by the hill and the older breeds of sheep. It's always worth listening to farm machinery, and about halfway through the job, a new clicking turned out to be a loose finger on the mower. A quick half turn of the spanner grew with the problem and improved the work. That minor problem might have turned into a broken blade had I had a modern tractor with all-enclosing cab and stereo radio. Work rate is steady by modern standards, so the forward speed is similar to that which would have been achieved by our more modern rotary topper. As the Fergie is wider, the job is completed half an hour earlier. And here we are, heading off to the sunset. Job done.